everyone. Welcome to the Final Picture Show podcast. We are here to talk about Thanksgiving for our Thanksgiving bonus episode, in which I'm joined by two people I'm thankful for. One is Travis.
Hey there.
And the other is my wife, Miranda.
Hello.
And we are both here, or they are both here with me to talk about a movie from 1993, a cult favorite, as people online say. I'm going to call it like a millennial staple. I think this is like one of those millennial movies that I don't know too many people who dislike it amongst our age group. But when I stretched out to another friend of the podcast, Dom, and asked him if he was interested in showing up on this podcast for this episode, he said, and I quote, "I hate that fucking movie." So
well, that's a Gen Xer for you, though.
That is a Gen Xer. I was like, it's a very, very different take on Mr. Pauly Shore themselves. So we're talking about Son-in-Law tonight, if the title of the episode wasn't obvious enough. Sorry if you hear the dogs barking. Try to edit that out. And sorry once again if you hear me cough or sneeze. I'm a little under the weather. Such as the joys of being a teacher during the winter seasons.
Yep.
Parents got no problem sending their little kids to school full of all kinds of illness. Well, no sign of the apocalypse tonight. Instead, something completely different. A sign of hope, I guess. A fun thing happened to me today. So I was selling some stuff at various places around town to get a little extra money for the season coming up, And I ended up finding myself at one of the bookstores here in Memphis. And then outside of the bookstore, as I was leaving, just in the parking lot randomly, was a copy of Mannequin 2 on VHS.
Whoa.
So I grabbed that. And it's like an old rental copy from some store called Video Etc., which I thought was interesting. I shared that with Miranda in the car ride home, and I showed her the copy, and she was just like kind of laughed a little bit. And I was like, "Yeah, I have no idea why it was in the parking lot."
Oh, it existed. First of all, did not know it existed. I do not hate the movie Mannequin, but it's by far not one of my favorites.
Mannequin 2 is worse.
I don't know. Have you seen it?
Yes. Oh yeah.
I didn't know people said this. I didn't know it existed.
Because isn't Mannequin 2 it starts in medieval times?
Yeah, it turns out that it's like a curse for 1,000 years. Like they added a sci-fi element to it. Yeah. Yeah.
So it might be better,
kind of
actually.
unnecessary. Yeah, it might be better. Yeah,
it's like when they did
Beastmaster
2,
It is definitely a so bad it's good movie. Speaking of, we're going to talk about some other so bad they're good movies tonight because this cast, this crew, there's a lot of people to talk about. This movie has quite the background. So let's just dive on in here.
I gave you everything I've got. Well, I know it's not a lot, but I tried so hard. All the time we spent, wonder where it went. Why must time move on? Why must we go apart?
The director is a fellow Texan, so it's got something in common with you and I there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Miranda. I guess Texarkana kind of counts, Oh, that's right. She doesn't consider Texas a state. She actually takes umbrage with the great state of Texas, as we have proceeded to invade her state of Arkansas.
Infiltrated my lovely little college town that I grew up in. Rose rent prices by 3 times. Everywhere I used to hang out is a fucking paid parking lot.
Oh no,
we love paid parking lots in Texas.
Yeah, and
it's a thing with us.
Because of some weird deal, they get in-state tuition.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, it turns out in Texas, if you live in Texas and you want to go to school in New Mexico or Arkansas, yeah, we just consider it part of the same state.
No residency. Hop on over.
Yeah, baby. That Leviathan tentacle just keeps extending further and further. Yep. Yeah. So this guy is from Texas, Dallas area to be specific. Steve Rash is his name.
Mm-hmm.
And he directed a lot of movies, honestly. We're going to talk about a bunch of them.
He sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's one of those directors who, when you start looking at like movies that you grew up watching, you start to see a lot of familiar names, and you're like, oh wait, he did a lot of movies that I watched, because you're going to recognize a lot of these movies. So Steve Rash, first movie he directed was the Buddy Holly story.
Oh, yep.
Which immediately was nominated for a bunch of Oscars and won a couple of them.
Oh.
As it should be.
I really like that movie. It has a really great performance from, oh God, what's his face? Who plays Buddy Holly in that movie?
Oh God.
It's not Nick
We can't
Nolte.
all three blank out.
No.
We can just edit it out.
That's
later.
my natural state, though. Is blanked out.
This is the power of editing. Oh, I'm trying to get my computer mouse. Oh, is it Gary Busey? I think it's Gary Busey.
Okay.
It is not Gary Busey.
I think it's Gary Busey.
Is it? No.
I'm looking it up. 1978 Gary. It is Gary Busey. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, Buddy Holly's story, which I think was like I was going to say, I think it was maybe envisioned to be kind of like almost like a TV movie, but it ended up becoming like kind of like a breakout hit that year and won a bunch of Oscars. And Gary Busey, I think one of his only Oscar nominations that you'll ever see Mr. Busey have. But it's one of those fun things, kind of like Eric Roberts, where they can star like in shitty B movies, and then the advertisement can be like starring Oscar nominees. Like, just throw that in there.
Fun fact, since you bring up Eric Roberts, I believe he might hold the record for most movie credits, because he just is in everything. Oh, God, yeah.
He's like in like 2000 or something crazy or something like that.
Something...
Michael Roberts, Julia Roberts' brother?
Yes, he is Julia Roberts'
Oh, yeah,
brother.
no, he will be in anything. He was recently in a really bad Christian movie.
Oh, yeah.
Very recently. And I don't think that's even where his morals align. I think he will just take anyone's money.
Pretty much. So, Steve Rash's second movie was a really weird movie called Under the Rainbow.
I don't know that one.
Either of you ever seen that one? So, if not, just look up if you want a fun time, just look up the description of Under the Rainbow.
I just
and
did.
You're just gonna say your mind will be blown just reading the plot summary. You go and read it for us.
Okay. A visiting dignitary, a CIA agent, a Nazi spy, Japanese tourists, an assassin, and a group of, I can't say that word, little people actors from The Wizard of Oz from 1939 all check into an elite Los Angeles hotel called Under the Rainbow. I mean, there's probably more to that, but...
It is a very weird-ass movie. It's a very weird-ass movie. Surprisingly enough, it has also become kind of a cult classic, but did not find its audience when it first came out. So because of that, his next couple of movies are leading up to this one, are some interesting ones. So he does Can't Buy Me Love, which is like a little 80s classic for millennials and 80s kids. I love Can't Buy Me Love. It's a good movie.
Such a good movie. One of my
Patrick Dempsey.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Dempsey.
He was so cute in that movie. He was so young. I had the biggest crush. Like, that was like, as a child, I was like, I think I like boys. I think I like this one. Because, like, my parents had a bunch of VHS, so you would just watch the same one over and over.
I was going to say, as a guy with, like, black hair, that was one of those movies that I was like, if I could, like, style my hair like that, that would be cool. Because I liked his hair in that movie. I always thought I was like, Patrick Dempsey's hair looked really cool in that movie. Like, just as a person that has, like, black hair, I'm like, I like your hair. I wish my hair was that long. My mom was always trying to make me have, like, shave it off until I got much older. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm growing it out. So his next movie was Queen's Logic, which I have never actually seen that movie. I remember seeing the DVD cover. I remember seeing it at Blockbuster, seeing it at Hastings, seeing it places like that, but I have never actually watched Queen's Logic. After that one, he would do Son-in-Law, the one we're talking about tonight. Yep. His follow-up to Son-in-Law was Eddie, that Whoopi Goldberg movie.
Oh, I know. I remember that movie.
Yeah, I did not remember this movie.
I think I saw it like one time, maybe. I think is that the one where she gets into the NBA?
Yeah.
Was she like managed? She's coaches an NBA team, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't have any of the memory other than that. Other than like, oh yeah, it's the one with Whoopi Goldberg where she's in the NBA, as opposed to like the one last episode that we talked about where we were like talking about the one where she went to medieval times, and a few other episodes ago we talked about the one where she was hanging out with a dinosaur. So Whoopi Goldberg was big in the 90s, just associated with random things. That was basically the Whoopi Goldberg formula: is take Whoopi Goldberg and just put her next to something crazy, and someone will like it.
A ghost, or
The next movie he would do is actually a movie me and Miranda have watched. I made her watch it once. I don't know if she liked it or not. It was called Hold Up or Held Up, and that is that.
Which one is this? Remind me. I remember the
Jamie
name.
Foxx?
One. Yes, Jamie Foxx is stuck at a gas station that is getting like armed. That's getting robbed, and he's all trying to get a flight out of Vegas, and he'll, it's like a small town.
I found myself a little indifferent towards it.
Okay, so that movie is one of those like HBO movies that I used to watch back in the day. That I don't know why it's not a good movie. I'm never going to say like, oh, that's like but it is. For what it is surprisingly competent, and Jamie Foxx is great in it.
Oh, yeah.
So, he may not be a good human being necessarily, depending on your view on certain things, but I did enjoy him in that movie. Next movie that Steve Rash did was Good Advice. That's that Charlie Sheen movie when he was married for a little while.
That's right.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it was a Charlie Sheen movie in the late 90s, early 2000s. So after that, his career basically becomes Mr. Rash's career basically becomes doing sequels. So he did Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century 3, which I didn't know there was a third one.
I knew there was a third one. This is a weird thing about me. I really like.
Sister?
Yeah, she's in it.
To talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's where you were going, Travis. I was like,
no. This is the weird thing. I really like the first movie.
Oh, Xenon is great.
I love the first movie.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was weird or not.
Wonderful.
It's a great movie.
It may actually be weird for you, actually, because there's an age difference now that I think about it.
Oh no! I hope is it a biggie? Oh, I hope not.
Travis, questionable.
There's a little girl in there somewhere, like I identify. Why not?
I loved Xenon growing up. I thought Xenon was a great movie. I was like,
oh, that's right.
It was one of those ones that like it was just sci-fi enough. It was like Disney Channel when Disney Channel was like, this was back in like Disney Channel, like I think it was like every month Disney Channel would put out like a new Disney Channel movie.
Yeah.
And for like almost like god damn, probably like a year or two. Every single month, every one of those movies was like memorable in different ways. Like Luck of the Irish. We'll talk about another one here in a little bit called Punks. There was just like so many of these Disney Channel movies that were just
rollerblading
really fun. Which the rollerblading one? Yeah. There was also the bowling one. There was Soul Skaters. There was the Brink, or was that
Brink?
One? Brink is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
I love Brink. Brink was one of my favorites.
Was it Alley Cats? The one where they bowling? They have to like bowl and win a bowling tournament to save like something.
Johnny Tsunami was another one I liked.
That's our theme song. Comes from Johnny Tsunami. Yeah.
Awesome.
There you go. Very, very millennial core. So after Xenon 3. He would do 2 sequels to the American Pie series. These were the direct-to-video ones, like American Pie presents Band Camp, American Pie presents Naked, Jerkathon or whatever. I've never seen those.
No.
The first 2 American Pies I have a real soft spot for.
Yeah.
The third one is kind of like whatever. And then the fourth one I can't even be bothered to watch.
Yeah, no. I've mainly
the
only
American
seen
Reunion.
The first 2.
I don't care about. The first 2 were strong. If you're a millennial, the first 2 are kind of like the last like gross out comedies we got.
Yeah,
as like youthful kids before I guess Hangover, but I don't really like Hangover movies.
They're
like the American Pie movies were both kind of like the first 2 at least were kind of like fun little,
Yeah, just like
hey, here's some
raunch
boobs
and,
as a teenage boy, and girls, here's some, I don't know, Miranda, did the American Pie movies offer anything for you as a female?
Liking it as a youngster.
Yeah.
I would not now. I'm pretty sure I'd be like, oh, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucked up things in them. Yeah.
That's how I feel about a lot of my favorite movies as a youngster, though. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Though he also did 2 of the Bring It On sequels, also direct-to-video movies.
Yeah, I've only seen the first one of that one.
I've only ever seen the first Bring It On. Yeah, the first Bring It On is fine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I think it's a movie that I anytime I watch it, I'm never like offended by it, but it's not a movie that I've like sought out. Like I would,
oh no,
I've never gone out of my way to buy or like go and watch Bring It On, but I like it just fine.
Yeah, that's one of those.
Well, we are in different clubs. I do.
Well, I think you were the target audience for it, though.
If it was on, I was watching it. That's for sure. I never saw. I never was out looking for it. But yeah, I would always
Kirsten
be like,
Dunst in that one? Am I misremembering
that? Yes.
Okay, she is
Kirsten
in that.
Dunst,
Okay.
Elijah Dushku. Who else?
Elijah Dushku. I didn't know she was in that.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Well, learning all kinds of things. So he also would do, speaking of gross out comedies, he would do a sequel or the sequel to Road Trip, which I didn't know there was a sequel to Road Trip.
Yeah, nope. Learning that now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
No,
which is kind of a stupid movie in all retrospect. I've watched that. I tried to watch it on Tubi. It was one of those movies that, like, Miranda was asleep and, like, she had taken a nap or something, and I was like, I'll put on something that, I can watch that I haven't watched in years. And for some reason, I was like, Road Trip. I put it on, and I think, like, within, like, the first 20 minutes, I had gotten, like, kind of being like, hey, this hasn't aged well. It's kind of offensive, honestly. And just was like, I'm going to turn this off by now. So,
yeah.
Apparently there was a sequel to it as well, though. I don't think it stars Tom Green. I think it does have the dude from New Guy, though. Was it DJ Qualis?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think he's in the Road Trip sequel. I guess it focuses on him. I don't know. Anyway, so Steve Rash's career goes on and on. The last movie that we'll talk about is kind of like an underrated load of movie. It's not a great movie. I actually own it on DVD. It's called Crooked Arrows. It is a like PG-13 teen kind of comedy about a football team, but almost everyone in the movie is Native American. So it's one of the few like Native American aimed movies that it was made by like by someone who isn't of tribal ancestry. Yeah. So that was kind of cool to see. Representation matters and all. Yeah. So I do like Crooked Arrows. Like I said, it's not like an amazing movie. If you watch it, it's kind of like a very average comedy, but it has this kind of the caveat that it is like a very tribal centric kind of movie that is a very rarity within kind of the Hollywood movies that come out. So kind of unique for that.
Yeah. I don't know if I ever told you this. My cousin lives on a reservation right now.
No, I didn't know that.
We're non-native right now, but we're not native, but he's there because he's going to school. And he's learning really cool things, like learning how to make like these pouches with tree bark and stuff. It's like really cool stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And he lives on,
I was going to say, growing up in Texas, we live not that far, or I live, not anymore, but I guess you still live not that far from several reservations.
Yeah. Was that when you were like in the valley or?
No, this was in West Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I went to school with several tribal people.
See, I went to school with some tribal folk in Central Texas.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's reservations all throughout Texas. Not as many as like say Oklahoma.
Like
that's
Montana
probably
or something.
Well, Oklahoma, Montana. There's some. Yeah. I think there's still some in Arkansas.
Colorado?
Are there? To the cast here, and well, actually, we're gonna start with the writers because there's so many writers. I almost forgot how many writers there are.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a lot of writers. Miranda, are you back?
No.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay. These people are from Texas. This movie might have the most writers of any movie we've ever talked about. We normally talk about like one writer, two, maybe none.
Yeah.
There are 6 writers of this movie.
Sheesh.
Yeah, 3 people wrote the script and 3 people came up with the story. So I didn't think it was that complex of a script, but
No,
I was wrong. Cool thing is though, all of these people have done all kinds of things as millennials that we have either seen or can talk about in some way, shape, or form.
Okay.
So let's just dive right in here. First up is Pat Clifton, who is written a lot of things. His 2 biggest credits that I would say would be Raising Helen. Have you ever seen that TV show?
I never watched that one.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever seen it or not. Summertime Switch, though, he did that. He wrote that movie. That was a Disney Channel movie with Wallace Shawn, the dude from Boy Meets World. He's like the wealthy kid, and he gets switched at the summer camp with like the black, like he's like an urban kid.
I do remember.
Have you seen this movie?
Yes.
Okay. I remember that fucking movie. That is a like Disney Channel early. That had to have been early because it was like Wallace Shawn when he was still on like Boy Meets World, which Boy Meets World was like before that. So yeah. Next up is Susan McMartin, who she did a lot of other things as well. Tons of things you could talk about, but the biggest one I would say would be 2.5 Men. She wrote a lot of episodes of 2.5 Men. That Charlie Sheen, that TV show. I never really watched that show. No. My mom used to be obsessed with it. There was a time period where like every time I would talk to my mom on the phone or visit her during Christmas break or Thanksgiving break or whatever it was, my mom was watching 2.5 Men. I remember being like, I didn't remember my mom was this much of a Charlie Sheen fan. But apparently, surprise to me. Excuse me. Next up is Peter Linkov, who this guy has done a lot of things.
Yeah.
So a lot of TV show remakes. He would be the main writer for the Magnum PI remake that they did.
Oh, I forgot about that.
As well as the MacGyver remake. As well as the Hawaii Five-0 remake.
Oh, okay.
as well as the show CSI New York, which is a kind of spinoff of the other CSI series. So
yeah,
lots of things that I have never watched.
Yep, nope, never watched that.
Miranda, are you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry if you hear a weird sound. It's your daughter. It's either her barking or chewing my Diet Dr. Pepper bottle.
It sounds like she's chewing your Diet Dr. Pepper bottle.
Okay, I'm going to try and move away from her, but I'm trying to keep her from following me and getting all crazy.
You're okay. You're okay. We can edit around all this. So the few things that he did write that I am familiar with was he wrote the TV show for La Femme Nikita, not the movie, but the TV show.
I didn't know there was a TV show for it.
Oh, I remember the TV show because it was one that used to come on before Raw.
Oh, okay.
Before Monday Night Raw.
That might have been at the time I didn't have that channel. I had different
USA used to do blackouts from cable all the time. That was like a big thing with USA. Yeah. If you watched Monday Night Raw on the USA Network, usually like right before or right after, sometimes both, Stone Cold Steve Austin was flipping the bird to Vince McMahon. You would get the little ad for La Femme Nikita.
Nice.
And I was one of those like I never really liked the TV show much. Yeah. The movie is really cool, actually.
Yeah, it was not a very good TV show.
Oh, no.
Speaking of movies, he would also be the writer of Universal Soldier 2 and 3.
Awesome.
Yep. His biggest credit, however, would be Demolition Man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
God, I love
Demolition Man, a movie that we will talk about one day on the show.
Oh, we have to.
Taco Bell, of course, winning the wars. And,
when we talk about that movie, I'm going to have so much Taco Bell.
I'll have to order Taco Bell that night.
Absolutely.
It'll be a Taco Bell sampler evening on top of a review of Demolition Man.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Sorry about that, y'all. I said I am still a little sick here. Next two guys collaborated a lot together. So we got Fax Bauer. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Anyway, he would do a lot of things. Bad Grandpa was a primary writer on the Mad TV shows for a long time.
Awesome.
Would also be the primary writer on the Blue Collar TV show.
I never really watched that. I don't think I ever watched a single episode. In fact,
I don't think I've ever watched a single episode of the Blue Collar TV show either. Yeah. He also would be the writer for Malibu's Most Wanted, which is a movie that I own on DVD. One of the few Jamie Kennedy movies I like.
I mean, King Kong ain't got...
He would also be the writer on a TV show that I don't know if you've ever seen, Travis. I've never watched this. It's called Gary and Mike.
Gary and Mike, yeah, that's the one where oh god, it's so
is it Harlan?
I think I have seen that, or at least I've heard of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think you might be familiar. It seemed like one of your kind of things.
Yeah.
The other things he would write would be In the Army Now, the Pauly Shore movie that we'll talk about here in a minute. He would also write In Living Color, which a bunch of episodes there. And then, strangely enough, he would also write Heart of Darkness documentary about the Francis Ford Coppola's making of Apocalypse Now.
Holy shit.
Which is a really good documentary that was directed by Francis Ford Coppola's wife. She was there filming the documentary of her husband trying to make this movie that damn near killed him.
Yeah.
And I think they would later get divorced. I don't know if the movie, if their relationship ended amicably. But yeah, she did film him and to make a documentary about it. And I guess somehow, some way, these two guys were involved.
Yeah.
Because the other guy here is Adam Small, who basically every single credit I just read, going from Bad Grandpa all the way to In Living Color, this guy would be his co-writer along with him. So for all of those, you could add on Adam Small to all of those. Wow. The only two things Adam Small did that Mr. Barr is not involved in, or was not involved in, was Adam Small was one of the primary writers of Lopez Tonight, George Lopez's show he used to do back in the day.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
his
that.
little interview show. Yeah. Remember when George Lopez had his like Conan O'Brien late night show?
Yes. I totally forgot.
I don't know if I ever...
that time in history.
Yeah. There was a time when like everyone had a little like late night show. It was like late night with Carson Daly, late night with George Lopez, and late night with so and so. It was just everybody had a late night show. Not anymore. Now they're all kind of ending pretty much. Or the government's taking them off the air.
Yeah, really.
So.
And incidentally making them more popular. Maybe that was what caused late night to kind of fall apart, because they were just like, everybody gets a late night show, and it's like, that's too much.
I think it was like, yeah, like when I was a kid, there was like only like 2 or 3, because there was only like 2 or 3 channels that actually like had late night programming. And this is something we've talked about before, but like
Leno, Letterman, Conan.
Yeah, Leno and Letterman and Conan. And
Arsenio?
Like, even because
I was a little
as a kid. Yeah, I was going to say, as a kid, there were even less than that. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
That like that's a thing that like, younger listeners, Gen Zers out there that listen to the show, the few of them that do. There was a time when you would go to a channel and say it was like, I don't know, 2:00 in the morning, and you went to channel 16 and it would be static.
Yep.
That's because the channel was off the air because they were done showing shit for the day. So the channel would just disappear.
Yep.
And that is a concept that I have explained to Gen Zers that I've taught, and they're just look at me puzzled, like, what do you mean? And also like the concept of like having a channel, the TV Guide channel, you would have to go to a channel to figure out what was on TV to like watch the scroll and hope you caught it in time. Oh. If not, if you missed channel 9, you'd have to watch and go all the way through again and be like, just sit there and be like, oh God, yeah. We're the last generation that got to experience that.
Yeah, like we're the last generation of people that were like, I don't know what movie this is, but Yeah, that's another thing we've talked about before on here is like watching a movie on like HBO or USA or Fox or whatever TV channel, and because you didn't see like what TV Guide said, you'd have very little knowledge of what it actually was you were watching, other than like the basic what you saw. And you'd be like, I remember this. I don't know the name of it, but I remember like this and this and this. There have been a couple of movies like that. That was like one of the movies me and Miranda watched with one of our friends here before she moved, Evelyn.
Oh,
Baby Cakes.
Evelyn.
Yeah, we watched Baby Cakes, and as we were watching Baby Cakes, that was one of those movies that. Well, not if we fall down that rabbit hole, it'll take forever. But search out Baby Cakes. But that was one of those movies that, like, when Evelyn told me the title, I was like, oh, I've never seen this. And then, like, an hour into watching it, I was like, I've seen parts of this before. Like, it was. I've seen this was on HBO, and I had to look it up, and I was like, oh yeah, it was shown. It was put on HBO back in the '90s. I was like, okay. I've seen parts of this then because
it's like this New Zealand
Ricky Lake being insane. You don't forget.
Oh yeah, that's like this New Zealand show from like back then, like 2000. Like, I think it ran from like 99 to 2002 or 3. It was this New Zealand like teen show, and because like everybody in the show is like my age, and I caught like maybe 5 or 15 minutes of an episode, never saw the beginning or end of it, so I didn't know what it was. And I saw that like 20 something years ago. And I remember watching this show. I was like, well, this looks interesting. I'll watch it. I like New Zealand. And it was maybe like 2 seasons in where I was like, this is that show. So, you know, kids don't get that.
That's happened to me. Yeah. There's tons of things that have happened to me like that. I could get the list could go on. Okay, so back to Adam Small. The last thing that he did that didn't involve the other guy was he was also in. He somehow I tried to look up to be like, was he in like an early punk bands? Did he have something to do with that? Because he is one of the primary writers and producers on the early '80s punk rock documentary, Another State of Mind, about the Youth Brigade, Social Distortion, and for a second Minor Threat tour that kind of fell apart, which is a fun documentary to watch. You could just see very, very young Mike Ness, a Youth Brigade before they kind of stopped really doing music much. And it's a weird documentary, but I couldn't find anything about Adam Small to see how was he involved in like early California punk.
Yeah, right.
So, not sure, but somehow, some way, he was there. He was the producer and the writer for Another State of Mind. Another really good thing to check out. I think you can find that online for free.
Ooh.
I remember that was one of those documentaries I had to like search out in high school, trying to find like documentaries about like punk bands, and discovering Another State of Mind and being like, yeah, I like Social Distortion enough. I'll watch a documentary about them. It's early Social Distortion, so before they became like cowpunk, when they were kind of like still like a hardcore band, trying to be kind of like Misfits-esque and kind of failing. Mike Ness is very goth in it.
That it's Mike Ness, right? Lead singer. Yeah. He's like putting on his eyeliner and then smearing it. Okay,
yeah. He's putting on his eyeliner and getting ready for a show, and It's very like it's very over the top. It's very early '80s punk. Last writer of the 6 we'll talk about was actually an actress as well. She actually we'll talk about her one day. She was Nancy in Terminator, the first one.
Oh,
yeah, she's the best friend.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. She would be the writer of a lot of things. Her name is Shawn Sheps, and she would write Drumline.
Oh yeah.
Was a big one that she did with that Nick Cannon movie in the mid 2000s.
Never
she did that. I've watched it once or twice, just at various times in my life. It's not a movie I have any like feelings one way or the other about. It's fine. I think it has like a 5.6 or something online. That's probably what it deserves. Like, it's fine. I don't know. I would be worried if someone told me their favorite movie was Drumline. But you know. Other movies that she did, she was the main writer of Encino Man.
Awesome.
I love that movie.
Which we get a cameo here.
Hell, yep.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. He shows up for just
Halloween.
a minute. One of the 2 movies that he has cameos in.
That's right.
That were also in the 90s. So, and the last thing that she did a TV movie, which I did not know this existed. It has terrible reviews.
Oh,
like it's got like 2.6 stars out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know it existed. I really want to find it, but there was actually a sequel to Encino Man called Encino Woman.
Ooh.
Wait.
It was a TV movie.
Vague recollection of this.
It was a TV movie. I have no knowledge of this.
vague recollection of this, like just the faintest. And I do remember thinking like it was not that great, even as like a kid, where it's like you don't have like the most sophisticated opinions on art yet.
No. Yeah, pretty much anything that's like funny or interesting or cool or sticks with you as a child. Yeah, no, I have no knowledge of Encino Woman.
None.
But apparently there was a sequel to Encino Man, which would, I guess, mean that like Encino Woman, Encino Man, Son-in-Law, and In the Army Now all are in the Encino universe.
Yeah.
Because they all feature the same characters in a weird way. So I guess we're entering into the Encino verse. So far, maybe I'm going to say it, better than the Marvel universe.
Oh, I like it.
There you go, the Encino verse. Okay, let's get into the cast. There's once again a lot of these guys, and these guys are once again in a lot of wonderful millennial movies. So we have just tons and tons and tons and tons of millennial movies to get into. So here we go. I guess we'll start with Pauly Shore. Might as well, the Weasel. This is, I think, my favorite Pauly Shore movie.
I'm gonna.
I think it might be mine too.
I don't know. I might not have. It's either gonna be Encino Man or maybe, and this is gonna suck. But
Jury Duty. Please don't say Jury Duty.
Oh, why would I
was gonna say Jury Duty.
Oh God, I hate Jury Duty.
Oh no. That I was gonna say like Biodome or something. Like,
oh, I hate Biodome.
I love
too.
Biodome too.
Oh yeah, Biodome's great.
I have a love-hate relationship with the Weasel. There's a few movies of the Weasel I can stand, and then there's a few movies of the Weasel that I immediately am like, no. Biodome is an immediate like I have no interest to watch Biodome. I will watch. I'll watch Jury Duty. But it goes on for way too damn long. And God, there's so many things of Jury Duty that just don't make sense. And for some reason, Jury Duty, I don't know why, but like my mind wants to cross Jury Duty with Chairman of the Board. That Carrot Top movie.
Carrot Top movie.
Carrot Top. I don't like that fella. Something about him.
Something about him.
He was in that. He was in a Goofy movie or whatever.
Yeah, he was the friend in the Goofy movies. Yeah.
That was
Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yeah,
he basically plays Pauly Shore.
Oh yeah,
yes.
In Son-in-Law in the Goofy movie, I feel like to some degree.
Yeah, so like for those people who are younger and are not familiar with the Weasel, Pauly Shore, there was a time in like the 90s where we suffered him and just let him be himself in like kind of commercials. MTV had him on a lot.
Yep.
He was in a lot of movies.
He was a VJ for a while.
He was a VJ, yeah. Some of his movies are kind of okay, kind of funny. He was in, like you said, the Goofy movie. He kind of crossed over and did that. He had a contract with Disney. We'll talk about this later because it becomes relevant when we get to the background of this movie. Because Pauly Shore did not want to do this movie.
Oh.
Pauly Shore had another movie that he really wanted to do, and when I describe that movie to you, I feel like you can understand. Like he made a wise choice without choosing this movie; it was forced upon him. We'll get there. Next up is playing the co-lead, I guess you would say. Yep. She's just as equally as important. I mean, the movie's more about her than it is about him. He's just kind of like the side character that kind of takes over the movie. Yeah. Because that's kind of what Pauly Shore does. But she has had a career that has gone on, and this is Carla Gugino.
Yes.
Been in tons of stuff. It was in tons of stuff before this. Before this, she was in Troop Beverly Hills.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, I love that movie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. She was in Snake Eyes, which would come out after this, but that's a fun movie we've talked about.
Yeah.
Sin City, she's in that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She played a little bit role in Californication. She was Abby in Californication for a little while. That I forget what season, but that's that David Duchovny.
The Duchovny show.
Showtime movie about. Yeah, it's okay. It kind of falls apart. It went on for too long. What did you say?
I said I don't like him either.
Oh, no?
No. I feel like he kind of plays himself in Californication.
He does
Yeah.
basically. I mean, he's kind of playing a sex addict too. Yes,
Like
his wife.
he does it well because it's you.
Yeah. She would also be in Lisa Frankenstein. There's one that I know Miranda loves.
I do love that movie.
Yeah.
She's that mom.
Yes. And she would also be in a bunch of the like Netflix movies like Fall of the House of Usher, those like horror House on Haunted Hill, those kind of like horror anthology movies they were putting out, or like not movies, but they were like miniseries they put out for a while there. Yeah, she was in a bunch of those. And she would also be in a ton of Zack Snyder movies, like in odd roles, like the voice of the computer, the voice of Superman's mother in one. She was in Sucker Punch. She's in just a bunch of Zack Snyder movies. So I think he really loves her.
Well, don't forget, Robert Rodriguez liked her too, because she was in all three how many Spy Kids movies?
I think she was in all the Spy Kids.
I think all of them. I don't know how many there are.
Yeah. There's a lot of Spy Kids movies. Yeah.
She was also in The One. I love that movie, The One. I don't know if you remember that one with Jet Li.
I've never seen that one.
I
have the joke.
I love that movie.
I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, it's not great, but you get an early Jason Statham, maybe trying to do a New York accent.
Interesting.
It's pretty silly.
Carla would also be. She was in one episode. I think it was just the pilot. That's all they ever filmed. It failed. But there was one episode of the Ferris Bueller TV show where she played Ferris Bueller's sister. And that TV show never made it. But in this movie, her mom is played by Cindy Pickett, who would have also played Ferris Bueller's mom in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So there's a weird connection that I just made as I was looking at their credits. Yes, Cindy Pickett plays the mom here. She was also the mother in Ferris Bueller. She was also in the horror movie Sleepwalkers. That's kind of a classic one.
Oh, yeah.
Love that movie. A fun one.
Her husband is a millennial favorite. He's in a ton of movies. Lane Smith.
Yes.
He's actually born here in Memphis.
Who is that?
Born. Huh?
Who is that?
He plays the dad here.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, he was in My Cousin Vinny. He was in My Cousin Vinny.
Yep.
Where he played the other defense attorney.
Yes.
Okay.
I was going to say, you're going to remember him as soon as I start describing him. He was actually born here in Memphis.
I didn't know that.
Would also, I found that out. He would also be in The Mighty Ducks, where he played the other coach, the evil coach.
I love that movie.
Oh, yeah.
He would also be in, what I mostly remembered him from is the Lewis and Clark TV show, where he would be the publisher of the newspaper.
That's right. He played Perry White.
Yes, he played Perry White. Yes, I used to watch the Lois and Clark show quite a bit. Kind of hard to talk about it now because
I don't
Superman in that show turned out to be kind of a dickhead.
So.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
Nothing. I just
okay.
didn't know.
The other things that Lane Smith was in, he won a bunch of awards for his performance as Richard Nixon in Final Days.
Oh.
And we will talk about him again in whenever we get to the TV miniseries. He was in that about the alien invasion and kind of apocalyptic adjacent Red Dawn.
Red Dawn. I was going to say that one.
He would be in Red Dawn. Yeah.
Yep.
Remember Me or Avenge Me.
Avenge me. Boys, avenge me.
Mason Adams is next up on the cast. He would play the grandfather that lives with them on the farm. And he was in a ton of stuff. Tons and tons of stuff going back to the 50s. However, he is probably most remembered for being the originator of the catchphrase and the first person to do it on a commercial to say, with a name like Smuckers, it has to be good.
Oh.
That was Mason Adams' kind of big claim to fame. He was the Smuckers commercial guy for a very, very long time.
Oh, you know what? I do recognize him.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Next up is Patrick Renna. Who this kid is another guy that was in a ton of millennial movies. He plays the younger brother here. and he's in tons of stuff. First off, he was in Summertime Switch, that Disney movie we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
He was in one episode of Salute Your Shorts where he literally is cited as the kid who says, "Danucci pees his pants." That's his credit on Salute Your Shorts. I grew up watching the shit out of Salute Your Shorts. I used to love that on Nickelodeon.
It was one of my favorites.
Yes.
Yep. He was also in he was in Big Green, the soccer movie.
Which I really like that movie. I've seen it
Big
more
Green
than
is
once.
fun.
Yeah,
Big Green is one of those movies that, for whatever reason, after I saw that in theaters, I don't remember why, it just stuck with me. But it was like one of those movies that I really wanted to buy on VHS, and so I had my parents buy it. And so we used to own a VHS copy of the Big Green.
Hell yeah!
I think when I say the VHS copy, I want to say it was green.
It better be
wrong about that. Yeah. But I remember really liking the Big Green. That was a soccer movie. Other sports movie he was in was obviously Sandlot.
I was about to say, you're really bearing the lead here.
Yeah, you can't talk about him without talking about fucking Sandlot. But yes, he was in Sandlot, where he steals the show in Sandlot, I will say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know too many millennials that do not like the movie Sandlot. That's one of those movies that I think all of us kind of grew up liking. Miranda, did you like Sandlot?
Oh, of course I did.
Okay. Just they made
it
more aimed towards the boys. I didn't know if it crossed over. I don't
think that's true. I think every girl I know of my age very much like the Sandlot.
Yeah, it had a lot of appeal to just.
It was like a period piece, but it was like about baseball. So, but I guess the period piece, it kind of crossed over.
They made a sequel to it. I've never seen it, but it was.
I refuse to.
Yeah.
I think The Sandlot is one of those movies that's like, it's fine. It tells its story. You don't need a sequel to it. There's no we learn what's on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
I know the dog's not dangerous. Like, he's just a cute little dog.
Yeah, there's no way the sequel helps at all.
Probably not. Other things he was in was the TV show Recess. He would do some voices on that for a little while.
Oh, cool.
And then he would be in another Disney Channel movie, which is Punks, but spelled P-U-N-K or X or whatever. There's me not being able to spell Punks for you, which is a Disney Channel movie that I have a pretty strong memory of, and I kind of remember liking quite well. Not my favorite Disney Channel movie. That will always be the original Under Wraps, which for some reason Disney will not put on their streaming service.
Oh man.
Yeah, very annoying. You can find it on YouTube now and other sources, but not on Disney Channel for some reason. They do have the remake that they did in the 2020s on there, but it's terrible. So
I didn't know they remade it.
They did.
Not very good.
I imagine not now.
Next up, playing Theo is Dennis Buckley, and he is most remembered for being the principal in King of the Hill. He's the voice there.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the one that shows up in a bunch of episodes, especially in the kind of the middle to later seasons when we kind of focus a lot on Bobby and his friend group. Yeah, he shows up there. Which have you seen the King of the Hill reboot, Travis?
No, I have not actually.
Me and Miranda watched it. I really liked it.
Oh,
I loved it.
I thought it was really great. It was one of those ones where, surprisingly, it came back and it picks up kind of exactly with the same tone of the show. It addresses a lot of the changes that were made, and it does so in kind of creative ways. I think there's some things that I don't like about it, but I found it to be pretty funny, honestly.
Oh, cool.
I was very happy to see they didn't fuck up King of the Hill.
Yeah, I need to check it out.
Other things that Dennis Buckley was in, he was in Tin Cup, that Kevin Costner golfing movie that was actually filmed in Odessa and Midland for a little bit.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they filmed it out there. Yeah, yep. He's supposed to be like a golfer who is kind of like a drunk womanizer who loses his way and goes and hangs out on a ranch in the middle of nowhere. Well, his ranch in the middle of nowhere is supposed to be at Midland, Texas.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. Dennis Buckley would also be in Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. There's a movie that there's a movie I wish didn't exist. Apparently I'm in the minority there. Did you ever watch Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, Miranda? that Sylvester Stallone movie? Did you like it?
No.
No, it's not good.
Thank God. Okay, there you go. I was going to say, I thought you liked it. That's why I was like, oh God. I thought that movie was awful.
No, it's terrible. I was
speaking of awful movies, he was also in Suburban Commando. That Hulk Hogan movie.
I have to disagree with you. That's an amazing movie.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, it's not.
Hulk Hogan at his finest.
Good, but it is Hulk Hogan at his finest. Yes.
Okay.
Well, that or Mr. What was it, Mr.
Rest
Nanny?
in hell, Hulk.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
take whatever you want. The Hulk Hogan at his finest to me. I guess the last person we'll talk about is Tiffany Thiessen here, which obviously Saved by the Bell.
Yep.
This is the movie that I most associate her with beyond the Saved by the Bell show, which I was a huge Saved by the Bell fan.
Oh, totally.
I've watched every episode, watched the college years.
Yep.
I was a Saved by the Bell fanatic.
Absolutely, right there with you.
The episode where she takes caffeine pills.
Oh,
she gets so excited. She just can't.
She's so scared.
I remember when her brother comes to visit and he's like got a Misfits poster.
Oh yeah,
I remember that was one of the first times I ever saw like a Misfits shirt on TV. Was on that episode of Saved by the Bell when her hooligan punk brother shows up again from like whatever he was. I don't know. He's probably like on parole or something. I don't forget the episode, but yeah. Oh God, yeah. Saved by the Bell was a constant watch in my life that I really loved. I actually don't mind the college years very. I don't know if I'm one of the few people that
I liked it.
I can freely watch the college years of Saved by the Bell and really enjoy it.
Yeah, totally.
What was that YouTube series where it's like Zach Morris is like...
Oh, Zach Morris is a terrible person?
Oh, yes. I heard of this.
That show's great, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Every time I think about Saved by the Bells now, I think about the episode where he dresses as an indigenous person and like the wheelchair date.
The wheelchair, yes. Zach Morris is a horrible human being in that show. That is.
Wow, there's so many things that I've like rose-colored glasses on that.
It makes sense why we have a problem with men. It really does. Like that's who you had to look up to. Like, holy shit! No wonder y'all are fucking murdering us.
Oh God.
All right, let's get into the background of this movie now that we've talked about the cast and the director and everything else behind it. So mostly the background kind of centers on one man. I'm going to let you take a guess on who you think that is. It's Pauly Shore.
Oh.
Yeah. So he did not want to make this movie.
Huh.
He had two studios after him. That's how big Encino Man was, man. Encino Man was a cheap movie. I don't have the budget in front of me, but I think Encino Man was like $6 million, $5 million, something like that. It made a ton of fucking money. Disney marketed the shit out of Encino Man because it was like, if you go back and watch Encino Man, it really is like one of those first like family comedies aimed at kind of like teens. Like if you're like 12, 13, 14, Encino Man is like perfect for you. Because it's got some kind of adult humor, some kid humor. Your mom could watch it without getting offended or bored. Your dad and the whole family could watch Encino Man. It was a huge fucking hit. So Pauly Shore signed a contract with Disney on the back of that, where Disney had Pauly Shore for 3 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here were the 3 movies. One of them was this one. The other one was In the Army Now, and the last one was the Goofy movie.
Oh.
However, Pauly Shore had no interest in doing this. He read the script of this before it got to rewrites, which is why there's 6 writers. And Pauly Shore refused. Pauly said, "No, I'm not doing this movie. This movie sounds awful. I'm not going to do the Thanksgiving comedy."
It does sound awful.
So he refused, and instead he wanted to do another movie which was going to be called Totally London.
Oh.
Which was going to be a fish out of water comedy where Pauly Shore would have basically played a butler for a duke in the United Kingdom. You can visualize the movie as I say it. You can immediately be like, "Yep, I can see Pauly Shore in that fucking movie."
Yep.
He is
Pauly
about
Shore being the Weasel in the United Kingdom. Basically, that's the movie.
Oh no.
Well, Disney said no. They had him under contract, so he wanted to do that movie. Disney kept arguing back and forth. They came down to like they had dates picked out. They had a director picked out for Totally London. Like they were making this movie with Pauly Shore. So Disney stepped in and said, "You know what? We'll give the production studio for Totally London $250,000, and we'll buy the rights to the movie."
Oh.
And so they did, and then they shelved it, and it never got made. Now they were going to make it, so they weren't going to make it with Pauly Shore. They had a different actor in mind that I also could see in this movie. He was an actor that was recently signed a contract with Disney. He would also end up being in a bunch of animated movies. The movie that he was popular for right at this time was the bobsledding movie that Disney put out, Cool Runnings, and that was Dougie Doug.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So they were going to take Dougie Doug and put him in Totally London, and that also never happened. So the complete they just never did that at all. But yeah, so Pauly Shore did not want to do this movie. Ended up saying years and years afterwards that he thinks this is one of his best movies.
Oh, there you go.
And one of the movies that he's like the most proud he ever made. So one of those movies that it ended up working out for everybody involved. So even like an actress like Carla Gugino, who you might think would like look back at this movie and be like, "Oh God, I was in a Pauly Shore movie. That's embarrassing." She loved this movie and she had a great time making it. She said Pauly Shore was fun to work with. He was never like an asshole. He wasn't a jerk. Like he was a real genuine nice guy. So it seemed like everyone was having a good time while they were making it. Now, Carla Gugino was Becca, but she was not the only Becca. At one point, Ashley Judd was considered for the role of Becca, which kind of makes sense if you know Ashley Judd's background as being like the daughter of Winona Judd.
Yeah.
Like kind of having like that country living on a farm background, but also being like, you know, a traditionally beautiful woman in the 90s.
Yeah.
Ashley Judd, if you look at pictures of her at the time, you know, is very stunning woman, so obviously fit the kind of like, you know, country girl, but also like, oh look, she's like beautiful for Hollywood standards. So and we'll get to the background of the movie because that's one of my pet peeves with this movie. I have a couple, and one of them is how quickly Becca goes through her transformation. It's like 3 weeks. But we'll get there. Last thing before we get to, I guess two things before we get to the Travis trivia. One, we're going to talk about the movies that were big in 1993. And two, we will talk about the MTV cross promotion.
Oh, yeah.
So, cross promotion that MTV did was Marry the Weasel. Yes, MTV did a cross promotion where a special woman would be chosen from a random selection, and she would win a bunch of prizes, and one of them would be 4 days in Las Vegas with Pauly Shore, and then at the culmination of which they would get married at a ceremony. And this did happen.
Oh.
There were 25,000 women that entered the contest.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot. And he did actually have like the whole thing, but he didn't sign the certificate, so it never actually was officially married. But they did have the ceremony and all that. So, and this movie's budget was $8 million, made $40 million. Nice. So pretty good investment indeed. It would be the 43rd biggest movie of 1993. Which just made me think of like when I was doing research, like what movies came out in 1993. And this is one of those times where like there's so many of these movies that I have fond memories of that came out this year. So here's just a couple movies that came out in 1993. When you hear this movie is the 43rd most successful movie. Number 1 was Jurassic Park.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Number 2 was The Fugitive.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't remember that.
The Fugitive is Tommy Lee Jones and Harrison Ford.
I didn't kill my wife.
I didn't kill my wife.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I love that. The sequel to The Fugitive U.S. Marshals is also kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine. Yeah. Wesley Snipes, Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, it's a good time. Number 3 was The Firm. That was the Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah.
Number 4 was Sleepless in Seattle, the Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah.
And then we had number 5 was Mrs. Doubtfire, one of Robin Williams' classics. Yeah. And number 6 and number 7 are maybe the two that I remember the least, and that's Indecent Proposal and In the Line of Fire.
Oh, really?
I've seen them both, but they're not ones that I like return to as much as those first 5 were.
Yeah, but,
I guess The Firm isn't one that I watched much, but
Robert Redford and Demi Moore and Woody Harrelson in Indecent Proposal, and then of course you got In the Line of Fire. That was all Clint Eastwood, right?
Yeah.
He's still.
And then number 8 is Aladdin.
Oh.
And that ends the movies that made over all of those movies made over $100 million.
Not so fast, Jafar. The most California voice for a Middle Eastern story.
I haven't watched Aladdin in years. Now you're making me want to go back and revisit it. So all of those movies made over $100 million. And then there's a little bit of a drop off for the next couple, but number 9 was Cliffhanger. A Few Good Men, another Tom Cruise movie there.
God, I love that movie.
A Few Good Men is great, yeah.
Yes.
Free Willy, Groundhog Day, Dave, Rising Sun, Scent of a Woman, Cool Runnings, Crying Game, Demolition Man. We talked about that one.
Yes.
And just to round out the list, number 19 and number 20 were Rookie of the Year and Dennis the Menace. So quite the year for movies. There was also you had Addams Family come out that year, the sequel. You had the third Ninja Turtles movie.
Yep.
Hocus Pocus came out that year.
Was this the best year for movies ever?
It was up there. There's a lot of them. The list goes on and on and on. Like there's CB4. There's an underrated one. Meteor Man.
Yes.
Leprechaun. The first Leprechaun comes out.
That was really. I thought that was before 93. That.
Huh. No. It was a little bit later in that series. All right, so there's the movies of 93. Speaking of what was popular, this movie came out on July 2nd of 1993, and here were the songs that were popular all around the world. The top country song was That Summer by Garth Brooks, which is not a song I remember.
Nope. I was 9, so no, I don't remember that.
Miranda, do you have any fond memories of Mr. Garth Brooks singing That Summer? Because I do not remember that song.
I don't, but I do believe that Garth Brooks is a serial killer. Well,
oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
When cut. Allegedly. She said she believes. Just lawyers?
Not a thing.
She qualified it. Don't try to sue us for claiming that Garth Brooks is a serial killer. Allegedly.
Garth
Just
Brooks
saying.
is allegedly a serial killer. And allegedly, it's not as crazy as it sounds.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
All right.
Follow the bodies.
Other big songs that I do not recall at this time. Whereas That's the Way Love Goes by Janet Jackson. That was the big one in America. Yeah. That was the number 1 song. The biggest song in the UK was Can't Help Falling in Love by UB40. I love that song.
Oh, yeah, I know that one, yeah.
Yeah, I love UB40. That's one of those, it's a really great group that I love. Speaking of songs, last episode you mentioned that there's one song by one band you can like. Do you remember the one song by Porno for Pyros that you like, Travis?
Okay. God. Does it count if it's not Porno for Pyros? If it's the actual, not the the side project, if it's the other one, the Jane's Addiction.
No. We're talking about Porno for Pyros specifically here.
I haven't listened to Porno for Pyros since my brother played it around this time. And maybe the last time I heard Porno for Pyros was 94 or 95. I don't know when he went to the army. he had that, and I remember the Pets song.
Yep,
and
that's it. Yep, that's
I
it.
remember liking it at the time when I was like, 10 or 11 and stupid.
It's an obnoxious song.
It's one of the most annoying damn songs I can think of.
Yeah.
That, well,
the song we're
Jane
talking
Says.
about, for those, Jane Says is also an annoying song. The song we're talking about is the Jane's Addiction side project. The band is Porno for Pyros, who's Perry Farrell's little side project.
Jeez.
They had one big song that crossed over in the 90s, and it is you've probably heard it on like a fucking Petco commercial or something. It's called Pets, and the chorus is "We'd make great pets" over and over and over.
That's
again.
Also the hook. That's also the bridge. That's
pretty much the entire song.
It's
just kind of like rhythmic drumming and him saying "We'd make great pets, make great pets," and that's just that over.
God.
That's the entire song.
That's the song. It's stupid, but I actually do like a Jane's Addiction song. It's the name of the song is "I Would for You." It doesn't make sense that I like it.
Heard that song before.
It's basically just the bass player and Perry Farrell, and that's it. And for some reason, I like it, and I don't know why. But
well, on that note, we're going to take a break and come back and talk about the plot of Son-in-Law. See y'all in a second. Welcome back. We're going to talk about the plot of Son-in-Law. This is, I think, one of the more fun Thanksgiving movies out there.
Oh,
of
totally.
all of the Thanksgiving comedies that exist. There's a lot, obviously. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yes,
is the classic one that people go to. But I think Son-in-Law for me was the one that I always kind of think about during Thanksgiving time.
This one definitely sticks out.
So the basic premise of the movie, for those of you that haven't ever seen it, is we got Becca, and she's this high school girl who's living on
just a small town girl living in a lonely world.
Living in a lonely town in South Dakota. And she's got kind of her whole like existence in this little small town.
Yep.
And she's a valedictorian, and but she wants to leave South Dakota to go to the big city of Los Angeles. And this is where the fish out of water kind of starts.
Yep.
Where she gets there and she's seeing a lot of things for the first time, as her family is dropping her off on her first day, and she's, she can't get her trunk open. So Dad has to go find someone that has a screwdriver, and that's how we meet Crawl.
Crawl.
It was originally going to be called Snake, but they changed his name.
You know what? Crawl's better.
Crawl is better. Snake would have made him seem a little bit more pervy.
Yeah, I was going to say Snake would be like a biker with
yes,
like a drug habit or something.
They have a character named Snake on Degrassi. Is it that threatening of a name?
Oh, I forgot about that.
No, you're right. Yeah, I was going to say the Snake in Degrassi isn't super threatening. Yeah, that's true.
He's the definition of a non-threatening boy.
Isn't he the one that became the teacher?
Yeah, he
becomes
the principal as well.
Oh.
Yeah, he becomes the principal. He gets accused of sexual actions with a student.
Lord, okay, there's so much Degrassi.
Degrassi takes some weird turns, man.
Turns out I missed a lot of Degrassi. So
that's before JT gets shot in a drive-by. Anyway, story for a different day. R.I.P. JT. So Becca, this is how we meet Crawl. Is Lane Smith goes to find a screwdriver, and then Crawl is he's being Pauly Shore.
Yep.
And that's kind of where this movie is. If you like Pauly Shore, I think this is like one of the better Pauly Shore movies, maybe the best Pauly Shore movie. If you don't like Pauly Shore, then this movie will drive you crazy because it is very Pauly Shore heavy. And I'm fine with that. I like Pauly Shore. I can stand some Pauly Shore movies other than Biodome, as we discussed. That's the one that I have to tap out in where I'm just like, I can't do it. It's just something about that movie.
Yeah, but you get an early Tenacious D in that movie.
Yeah. That's true. That is true. Well, in this movie, we get an early lesbianism because, like, this is, I think, as like the first time I saw this movie. Yeah, probably as like a 6-7-year-old.
That's
First time I ever saw two girls kiss in a movie ever was when the roommates kiss and the little boy is just like staring at them and they have to like knock them over to be like, stop staring. And it's just like, all right. Which is good because as a little kid, I'm seeing this as the little kid character and learning like, oh, okay, so you don't just gawk at women as they do that, teaching the boy.
It was a teachable moment.
It was a teachable moment. Yeah, he gave him a little hit there, and this begins the her fish out of water story because the first couple scenes are her in college. She just can't make any friends. She's struggling. And it gets to be Halloween time, and Crawl and everyone else in the dorm is throwing a party, and Becca is just kind of annoyed that they're all being
they break her
obnoxious.
Thing.
Yeah,
and they
break
call
her
it a horsey thing.
Yes, her roommates are kind of very and this is her roommates are kind of just oh yeah, whatever, sorry, our beer was in the way or whatever, and they're just kind of very flippant about her being very, very upset, and she runs into Crawl, who this is where we also get our little cameo from Encino Man himself, Mr. Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Who apparently might get nominated for his second Oscar this year. So there
as
you go.
He should.
Yes.
As he should.
I love me some Brendan Fraser. I
What
think he's
movie
great.
is he
I think he's great.
No.
He's in a movie called Rental Family, where he is the goes to Japan to be a rental grandparent for a family or something like that. Is the premise? I forget exactly. I haven't seen it, but it looks funny. He's apparently very, very good in it. As he is in most things.
I haven't watched The Whale yet because that probably hits a little too close to home for me.
Oh, The Whale is great. Yeah, The Whale is great.
It's about a guy with his estranged daughter, and that's kind of my life. So
no, that makes sense. That makes sense. I can see that being a difficult.
I haven't watched The Handmaid's Tale for the same reason.
Gotcha.
That's true. There you go. So she thinks about leaving, and she's actually about to kind of call Dad and call home and be like, "Come pick, I want to go home." And this is when Crawl interjects and kind of gets real with her. And this is when I really start to like Crawl as a character. Some people online have said that he is kind of predatory.
Oh, really?
And I don't know if I'm just misreading that, but I don't read him as being predatory in this movie at all.
I don't get that at all. No.
In fact, one of my only things I dislike about this movie is, and I've told Miranda this, I wish they kept their relationship between them completely platonic, and he was just her really good friend throughout the entire movie, and there was never any
romance,
sexual tension between them. Obviously the movie kind of hints that there's a little bit towards the end, and it kind of ends with him, them alluding that maybe there's a relationship between them, but
he would have been accused of being gay in the movie. He had done that.
Oh,
in the 90s, yeah, definitely. I'm sure, when they were writing it, they were
they
we have to
address
they
it.
have to end up together.
He's not fruity.
Yeah.
It was early 90s, so yeah.
Yeah. And so this happens at Halloween time, and her and Crawl become really good friends, and he starts introducing her to California life, and she gets a tattoo, which apparently the actress already had this, and they just incorporated it into the plot.
That's awesome.
Which we get another cameo here from Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Awesome.
One of the many, many movies of the 90s he's in.
He's in one of my favorite. Well, I say favorite movies. I like the movie. It's not a favorite movie, but that Suburbia movie when he's a kid.
Oh yeah.
He's in that.
Yeah.
The movie has a lot of problems, but
he's in that Billy Crystal, Robin Williams movie where they both think they're the dad of the same kid.
Oh, that's right.
I forget that movie, but he's in that. So is Mel Gibson for some reason.
Oh yeah,
in this movie.
Yeah. Weird. I forget the name of the movie. It's some Robin Williams, Billy Crystal movie.
Yeah.
I completely forget. They both think they're the dad of this kid, so they have to try to go find him to bring him home to get a DNA test. I could look it up, but I can't be bothered.
No.
So this happens during Halloween, and they start hanging out and becoming really good friends. And by Thanksgiving, she has become a completely different person.
Yeah.
Just to point out, that is 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah,
when we watched that last time, I was like, "Oh, that's a lot."
Yes, her character changes immensely.
This is 3 weeks.
She goes from little almost kind of quiet-esque, mousy college girl who's valedictorian from small town, doesn't want to talk or get to know anybody, to being I've dyed my hair, I'm wearing completely different clothes, I have a tattoo, I'm speaking differently, just completely changes in very short period of time.
That's LA for you, though.
That is LA for you, right? Yeah, that is it. That is it exactly.
Like I've ever been.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So Crawl is going to stay there for Thanksgiving, and she invites him to come home with her.
Because he has nowhere to go.
Because he has nowhere to go. Yes, exactly. And I also think they like kind of give you some foreshadowing that like she might think that her kind of current boyfriend / maybe ex kind of he leaves him behind in the small town.
Yeah.
I think she has some thoughts that maybe he's going to propose to her because he ends up trying to later.
Yeah.
But I think like that's kind of one of the reasons that maybe she brings him along is like, I can use him to kind of maybe run some interference there. So the Warners, that's the name of Becca's parents and family, they pick up, and this is when we get Crawl in one of his most Pauly Shore scenes as he rides in the back of the truck to John Denver. Thank God I'm a country boy. Yeah,
oh no,
one of those scenes that I have burned into my mind.
That was Green Acres was the truck scene.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I was going to say that's another John Denver song. So yeah, he's kind of like now he's the fish out of water. So the movie kind of flips.
Love it.
From where it started, where it's like she's the fish out of water and how weird LA is. Now here's the weird LA dude in the farm thing. And one thing that I like about him is that he doesn't treat the farm culture as like beneath him or like, oh, these people are idiots or simpletons and I don't want to get to know them. Like he actively wants to learn how to do all of this.
Yeah.
He asks where the inbreds are.
Well,
yeah, you can only go so far.
Well,
so inclusive.
Well, he's doing the most inclusive he could. He's the most inclusive that Pauly Shore is possible for. So, like, so he's like getting to know all of like the, the family dynamics, and him and the little brother kind of hit it off because they both have like a mutual interest in computers.
Yep.
And like he's like, I'm an old school hacker, and she's like, oh yeah. So we get more computer mumbo jumbo, borrowing from our last Avalon review we did.
Yep.
Oh Lord. Yeah. So this is when at dinner of the first like night they're together, Travis, not our Travis, but the Travis in the movie, who was apparently going to be named Chad, but they changed it in the script because they thought when they
Chad, but it's too on the nose.
It is. So, but also they changed it because they thought that Chad and Crawl would be too confusing.
Oh,
so they wanted to like make their names.
Those two things confused.
Well, because the C letters. They're thinking of like, you got to think of like your audience as being like, hey, we don't want them to get confused.
That is an actual. That's a writing thing where they say don't have your characters start with the same letter. That's
it's a good idea unless you're it does lead to some level of confusion.
Yeah.
Some level. Depends on the movie. Depends on the book and what you're reading and whatnot. So Travis is going to propose to Becca, but before he can, she announces that Crawl already has.
Yep.
Which leads to him getting punched in the face.
Mm-hmm. And he's just as shocked as everyone else, but goes along with it pretty swimmingly.
Yeah. He does go with the flow pretty well in this movie. Like, he just kind of like, he's like, yeah, sure. Okay, I guess we're doing this now.
Yeah, I don't know if I could have played it that cool.
Right?
Like, I think, I don't know if I could have done that. I feel like I would have been like, we are?
Yeah, right. So now that he's like pretending to be their next son-in-law, they start giving him like chores and tasks to do around the farm. Mm-hmm. But like after the first day, he kind of gets the hang of like a lot of different things they throw at him, which is kind of funny to watch.
Yeah.
As he just like kind of like bumbles his way through like completing the tasks. And in Theo is just kind of annoyed every single time he does this.
Yep.
And at the same time, he's like kind of like becoming friendly with like the family and like his mom. He like bonds with the mom because he like compliments her on her beauty, and then like not only that, but like helps her get like a makeover, so she's more appealing to the dad for the first time in a while. Like he hasn't seen his wife all dressed up like this in a long time, so he's like working on their marriage. So he's basically like fixing this family in a kind of a funny way. And this is one of those things, like, yes, if you look at the logic of this, it makes no fucking sense. This is one of those movies that we're not in the real universe. We're in the Encino-verse. So you have to accept the fact that Pauly Shore will solve most of your problems, whether they involve frozen cavemen.
He is autistic, I believe.
Oh, yes, definitely on the spectrum of this movie.
Yeah.
So so the next like big thing that kind of like begins to happen. Oh yeah, he saves the grandfather too. Remember they have the fishing scene.
Oh, that's
where
yeah.
he like does CPR and like saves the dad. So he also
he
earns
tries
like
to
the
do
grandfather. Tries to.
Yeah.
But he like that's where he like earns the dad's trust, and the dad starts like kind of bonding with him as well.
Yep.
And this like leads to the next big like conflict because everything's going too perfectly, right? And so the thing is that Theo and Travis set Crawl up at this bachelor party where they're basically making him look like he slept with Becca's best friend, the Tiffany Amber Thiessen character.
Yep.
That's not her best friend.
Not her best friend, but her friend in the movie.
Not
like
even her friend. Oh,
I thought they were friends.
Don't they like woman relationships?
Don't they like meet back up at the bar? Not the bar, but like at the is it at a restaurant or like a clothing center? They meet back up, and I thought they were friends there. Are they not? Are they rivals? Is that what you're saying here?
I'm not saying they're rivals. I am just saying that they are not friends.
They're not friendly women.
They're girls that went to school together.
They are girls that went to school together.
Yeah.
I understand. My apologies. Girls that went to school together. So they set him up to be that Crawl thinks he slept with her, but he didn't.
Yes.
Obviously, they basically drug them and put them in the barn together, almost half naked, and then set it up that like Becca will go to the barn and see Crawl there, and then call off the wedding, which is exactly what happens.
He's also begun to develop feelings for him unexpectedly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. That's the other thing is like she starts off the whole like thing as like a guy's like, oh yeah, he proposed to me, and then it's like, yeah, well, whenever we get back to LA, we'll just go back to being friends or whatever. But as she's like watched him take a real interest in her family and like helping her family and learning how to be a farmer and doing all these things, she's kind of starting to like fall for him a little bit, which is nice because like he is like honestly trying. Like he does more than Travis does with their family,
Boy, that sentence goes a long way.
Like he's not acting like he's not looking down upon them at all, right? As soon as he starts to kind of meet them, he kind of definitely becomes ingratiated into this family. I guess that's the fancy word for it. So Tracy, though, when she gets ready to leave, she discovers that the seat is pushed way back in her tiny little car, and there's also a bottle of pills there. And this leads to the reveal at the dinner table of Thanksgiving, which hopefully those of you listening are not going to have this reveal during your Thanksgiving dinner, that Theo was the one driving, and he and Travis are the one that put them in the barn together with the drugs. And she reveals all this after picking up Pauly Shore, who has been kicked out, and it was just hitchhiking. And I guess he was going to hitchhike from South Dakota to California. Yeah. It's going to be quite the hitchhiking endeavor. And I love this scene because this is also where like Travis wants to like intimidate Crawl, and Crawl all throughout it has like mentioned all these like random college courses he's taken.
Oh, that's right.
And this is where one of them pays off, where he's like, I did like 2 semesters of karate, and he fights and he beats up Travis for a second. It's a very funny scene. And then they sit him down and they have Thanksgiving dinner, as Walter says they need to,
munch on some grindage.
Yeah, munch on some grindage. Yeah. One of the best like Lane Smith lines ever. I can't see that line without. This movie is one of those movies that always makes me smile when I watch it, because I remember watching it as a little kid and like watching it with my parents, and then I remember watching it as like I got older at different times in my life, and now watching it like as a married man in like my late 30s, and just like it's one of those movies that always brings a smile to my face. So yeah, the movie ends with them saying that they've decided to not postpone the wedding, but to wait a little bit and before they pick a date, which everyone thinks is a hell of an idea. Hell of an idea. and the movie wraps up. And so I kind of said my thoughts on this movie, but I'll expand on them here in a minute. But I guess ladies first. Miranda, what do you like about this movie? Or your feelings on Son-in-Law?
10 out of 10. I love this movie. I've always liked this movie. And there aren't like a lot of Thanksgiving movies, so it's not nice to have that in like the repertoire of the holiday.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, I was a little freak when I was watching it, but I couldn't be a little freak, so it spoke to me. You know, it's like, oh, you moving away and ditching this life? Me too, girl. It's like, oh, maybe I should have chilled.
Travis, go ahead. What are your feelings on
Son-in-Law? This movie. So I didn't watch this movie as recently as y'all did, but I watched this movie so many times when I was younger. Me and my sister watched the VHS of it all the time, so I can basically quote this movie in order almost, or basically in order. And no, I've always. I always forget the guy's name is Travis. It always messes me up. I don't know why. I just always forget. And I'm always like, wait, what? Oh, that's right. You know, like, but no, this one, I was just the right age for it because it came out when I was 9. I probably didn't see it till I was like 10 or 11 or something. And I was probably like the right age for this movie. Like, just kid, right. Just, you know, immature enough. Like, that's Pauly Shore's exact, like, I was the target audience, you know, like, but no, it's a very sweet movie, and it's very, like, as, you know, it's very goofy and funny when you're a kid, but as you get older, it's like, this is actually really nice. This is a really nice movie, so I like that.
Yeah. I, kind of piggybacking off of what both of you said, this is a movie that I adore. I've always liked it. Even as a kid, I thought it was great. Is one of those movies that, like, I really always think is like the Pauly Shore movie. Like, if you have to show a movie to anybody up, like, and demonstrate like what Pauly Shore movies could look like, this would probably be the one I would show somebody, because just like it's, I think, a pretty good example of what Pauly Shore's best movies were like. It definitely helps that, like, the cast around him in this movie is amazing. From, like, Lane Smith to Cindy Pickett to Carla Gugino, like, everybody in this movie hits their performance perfectly. Like, there's no one that stands out as being unbelievable. Everybody seems like they are who they are. And it's great. And now, before we end, I mentioned that this is a movie that some people have issues with. And just, here's a list that I found. This is Collider.com. So we all mentioned that we love this movie. This was a list made in 2025, and it includes such movies as Pat, It's Pat, Kids, and Boondock Saints as movies from the 90s that have not aged well.
Really?
Oh, I mean, Son-in-Law for everything. I mean, her roommates were gay. We touched on that. They weren't too weird and creepy about it either. Like, they weren't like slurs.
So here's what the writing says. I kind of disagree with the author, but here's what they say. There's so much wrong about Son-in-Law, though it is admittedly a funny movie about meeting in-laws. First, it stereotypically depicts Becca as a young woman from a farm town as feeling the need to change her identity in order to fit in with the Los Angeles crowd once she attends school. Conversely, it also depicts her friend Crawl as a helpless idiot who doesn't understand how to do simple chores. The entire premise is also built on a lie, with Becca and Crawl fooling her family pretending they are engaged when they are not.
Also,
the movie was also promoted. The movie also was promoted as a parody of the American Gothic painting, further perpetuating stereotypes and tarnishing a historical piece of art. That's a bit of a stretch.
I was going to say, this is some kind of like yoga session for this person. Is these are
what fans really took issue with, however, was the way Son-in-Law chose to portray the concept of tolerance. This is a concept that is typically reserved for things like race and sexual identity, here presented with the simplistic comparison of farm girl versus city guy.
No.
That is why
Is the writer of this white by chance?
They seem to be a white woman named
Okay,
Christine.
yeah, I didn't want to say white woman. I was thinking it was a white woman. I wrote like a white woman, but so maybe I was wrong. Yeah. All right,
that was a list of that was on the list of 20 movies from the 90s, cult classics that have aged poorly. And I just don't think putting it on the list with a movie like Kids, which is from the 90s and has aged poorly.
Oh, it has aged poorly.
Is maybe necessarily a fair comparison, because this movie is not that. I don't think it's that aged that badly compared to the other movies, But hey,
I feel like it was very realistic still.
Yeah.
I mean, they legit say it was realistic. It doesn't. I'm sorry. Kids is a special spot.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's true. Well, that's a conversation for a different story. I was going to say, I was actually listening to a review of Kids today, and I disagreed with one of the reviews on there because I thought the things they said, I was like, that doesn't. Anyway, conversation for a different story.
I'm a kids apologist.
Nice.
I like, not apologist, but I think it has its time and a place.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming along and listening to us talk about Son-in-Law for a little bonus episode for Thanksgiving. We'll be back next week to talk about another post-apocalyptic movie, as my orange cat here is pawing at me to tell me it's time to go. So thank you for coming along. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Hot damn, college boy. Thank you so much for listening. Every single week we come back with a new movie about the end of the world, or a movie about the beginning of the end of the world, or what happens after the end of the world, or maybe one day we just decide to watch Showgirls. Who knows? Right? But every week we are coming back, and thank you so much for stopping in this week and listening to the whole episode and hearing our thoughts on whatever train wreck of a movie I chose to force my friend to watch this week. I'm a good person like that. And thank you for also being a good person. There you go. If you want to be a really, really fucking cool person, which you obviously are, why don't you give us a like, and actually, more importantly, give us a subscribe. I find that to be more important. I don't know if the algorithm says it is. I don't really give a shit. But thank you for your patronage either way, and clicking all the things and doing all the stuff. Bye. Thanks.